All right, you guys. So we are at Walmart, and can you believe it's been a week? Today is Monday, and it's been a week since we left San Diego for Tennessee. We're doing our essential shopping, grocery shopping, and all of those little things that you need, like your little Tupperwares and things that I can bring on this trip, but I have to have. So we're gonna continue shopping, and we'll show you what we get. Stay tuned. All right, you guys. So today is Tuesday the 17th, and yesterday was a week ago since we left San Diego. We're settling in here in our new apartment with a very few things that we brought, but we have been doing some shopping. We went grocery shopping yesterday, as you guys saw in the video. As a good Mexican that I am, we're boiling some beans because we have to have some beans for breakfast and for some dishes. And then also I'm making a salsa with some jalapenos, serrano peppers, tomatoes, and tomatillos. And then also we brought our coffee maker because as I'm sure you know, we cannot live without it. But what I wanted to say is we shopped, we got ourselves a brand new bed because I always wanted to get a new bed for the guest room anyway. So we got a new bed. We got a few things that I'm going to do a shopping haul. We got some things for the bedroom. We ordered a brand new dining set, a smaller dining set, and then also a new sofa that should be coming in anytime soon now. I think Thursday, right, Jameson? Yes, Thursday. So we're super excited about that. So things are moving along. We went shopping for cute little things that we needed, like the little towels, the sponges, and all of the things that you need. That, you know, we were just talking, me and Jameson, how we wish we would have brought this, we wish we would have brought that, but there was just so much stuff that we could put in the cars to not overweight them because you have to go up the mountains, and so you don't want to put a lot of weight on your car. But all those little things we have to rebuy because we're not going back to San Diego till probably in about 3 to 4 months. But like the tomato or the potato peeler, the potato masher, and all those things that you need on your everyday So we brought this thing right here with all of our spoons and all those things. And I did bring like the tongs and all that stuff, but I did forget a lot of the things that Jemison says, oh, you just wanted to get out. And it is true. I was just ready, for a fresh beginning. But so we're going to continue bringing you guys along. Like I said, our furniture should be arriving on Thursday. Our table arrives today, so we'll show you that. And then the chairs, I think, arrive on Thursday. The bed and the mattress and the sofa, it all arrives on Thursday. So we're super excited. So stay tuned.
Now it's time to watch the beans boil.
Yes. All right, you guys. So we are gonna head out to some of the stores like Ross, Home Goods, and TJ Maxx to look for some of the essential things that we can bring on our trip. Right now, we're planning about making spaghetti for dinner, but of course, we want to have a baking sheet, so we're gonna look for that. Also, some accessories for around the apartment, and so let's just go shopping, and then we'll share with you a shopping haul of the things that we bought. So let's go. One of the things that we're looking for is an area rack for our dining room, and they have a gray selection here. I really like this one because it's neutral and has some gray in it. And then also this one right here would be perfect for the bedroom with the browns, and it's just so cute. So we're gonna continue browsing. However, I do want to talk about pillows, and so the perfect way to do that is to go back to the house in San Diego and show you how we changed the look of the living room with just pillows. So keep watching. But I want to talk to you guys about the upholstery. Upholstery is perhaps the biggest purchase that we'll do, and that's why I'm always telling you to keep it neutral. We don't have any children, so we were able to buy all neutral color furniture. But when I say neutral, that also can mean taupe, gray, brown, all of the colors that are solid and they can be easily changed. The reason why I selected this sofa is because I love to change my pillows. It is the most affordable way to change the look. On this case, I have this big fluffy tin pillow that matches the fabric of the sofa, and then I got this taupe one right here. And what I like about this pillow is the little detail right here. It has a zipper, and then it has this brown leather tassel right here, and it goes so well with our coffee table. But now I want to show you how easy it is to change the look of this sofa just by changing the pillows. Stay tuned. Okay, so I want to talk to you about this particular pillow cover that I found at a local thrift store. Believe it or not, these were only $3.99 when I saw them. I had to get them because they're perfect for our home. They have a beautiful navy blue back and then also this beautiful tartan plaid, which is going to be perfect for Christmas. And then over here I have a little side pillow or bolster pillow that I got from Amazon.com, and I like to use them right here to put your arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my big pillow. I'm going to use the blue side, and I'm going to go ahead and do both sides over here, and you'll see how just by changing your pillows is going to change the look of your whole living room. So basically give them the karate chop like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this other pillow right here. This I had made. There was a lady where we used to live, where we used to sew, and what she did is, actually I bought them some drapery panels, the same panels you guys will see in a minute in our dining room, and I had her do these pillowcases or pillow covers with this welt that perfectly matches this pillow that I found at the thrift store. So as you guys can see, by using this pillow right here, it continues to keep it neutral, and it really changes the look of the sofa. It's a little bit more elegant, a little bit richer, and I love it. So I really hope you like it as much as we did. Give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. All right, you guys, so another thing that we like to get here is some of the things that we forgot, like our baking pans, the basics, these spoon rests, and they're super affordable, so that's why we like to come here. We're gonna keep browsing, and we'll let you know what we bought. We bought quite a few things.
Bam! Of course, we have the mattress has arrived. We have our chairs. So bit by bit, slowly, items are showing up to the house. Soon it's going to be a home with Ramon at home.
You're so silly. All right, let's get them in and get them unpacked. Do you need help?
Probably, yeah. Oi. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Oh, we made it in. We made it in.
You got them.
Ooh. Oh, we have a place to sit. Let's do it.
Yes, finally. Well, we're waiting for the table. The table should be here today. Actually, oh no, I think the table said it was going to be here on Thursday.
Probably,
but,
yeah.
I was surprised by the mattress being here already.
Same. So I'm stoked. Now I just need the bed frame and we're good to go.
All right, well, it's coming together.
It is.
All right, you guys, so we have been shopping not only at various stores for the little items that we need, but then also at thrift stores and antique stores. We just found this beautiful tray at the antique store, and I think I'm gonna use it in the bathroom to put all of the like the mouthwash and the soap, because it just will give it a little bit more of an elegant look, and I also love it. But we're gonna have a shopping haul for you coming very soon, where I'm gonna share with you all the essentials that we just got. But before we do that, I want to take you back to the day where I shared with you how to make a beautiful, fabulous floral arrangement. The reason why we want to do that is because actually I just find out that Jamison's mom sent us flowers to the new apartment, so I'm going to share those with you. But right now I want to share with you how to create your very own, very neutral floral arrangement DIY. And as you guys can see, they're really fluffy. I love the fact that they get really hydrated. Look at all these hydrangeas. They look so flat and now they're so fluffy, and I'm super excited to show you how to create this beautiful floral arrangement. So let's get started. The very first thing, well, I'm gonna move this out of the way so I can talk to you step by step. So the first thing we're going to do is we're gonna add some water to our container, and for this container I chose this glass vessel that I had. And what I like about this vessel is because sometimes I use it as a container for flowers, and sometimes I like to put a candle in it and it serves the same purpose. Now here's the thing, I'm gonna use a knife because I have a lot of experience with flowers. I was a florist for over 15 years, and I just think it's faster when I use a knife. But you could also use some floral shears. There are these shears that are special for floristry, and you will see that they cut really good the stems, and I'm gonna start crisscrossing. However, I do like a knife better. It reminds me of my florist days. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding some of this greenery. And I want it to be a little bit taller. I want it to really be a little showy. Now this greenery right here is called lemon leaf or salal, and it is my favorite greenery to green any floral arrangement with, because it has this really thick, almost like a lemon tree foliage, and it is probably one of the most famous or most used greeneries in the floral industry. We use it on all types of arrangements, but for this particular arrangement, I just wanted to give it that fluffy feel and look to it. And like I told you earlier in the video, this is something that you can ask your florist. They usually have this at hand because it is used for mainly for all kinds of floral arrangements. So I asked the florist at Vons, at the floral shop at Vons, my local grocery store. She did have some, and she sold me 4 stems for $1.25, which I thought it was a pretty good price. So I got 8 stems, so this is 8 stems of it. And as you guys can see, it's plenty for your arrangement. Now, when you're inserting your flowers, you want to make sure that you go ahead and spin it around like this, because since you're going to be seeing the stems, they have to have that spindle shape to it. And so you want to make sure that you go ahead and spin your bouquet around. Now, the other thing I'm going to talk to you about is how to preserve your flowers. And I'm going to start with the hydrangeas. Every time, let me see, every time that you insert a flower like this hydrangea right here, you want to make sure that you cut at an angle, because that's going to help get the water into the flower. And the other thing is that you do not want any greenery on the stem. If there's any greenery on the stem, you have to peel it out, because if you don't, what's going to happen if that greenery stays in the water is going to create bacteria, and well, you don't want that, because the bacteria will kill your flowers. Now, this particular lime green hydrangea has a lot of foliage, and I'm gonna leave it because the more foliage the better. And as you guys can see, the stem is really thick, so for that you might want to use your shears. As you guys can see, it really cuts really beautifully. And I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 right here, and then I'm gonna spin around about 90 degrees, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this hydrangea, and I'm gonna add one right here. Some of them I had already pre-cut for the purpose of the video, and I'm gonna go ahead and add another one right here. Hydrangeas are my favorite flowers. I just think that they're so beautiful because they are so fluffy, and you don't need very many to really create a statement. I'm gonna add these right here, but these 2, they have to go. Remember, if anything like that touches the water, it's going to create bacteria and is going to make your bouquets not last as long. So I'm gonna add this one right here in the middle. I'm gonna continue to spin, and I'm gonna add another one over here. And I have one more lime green hydrangea, so I'm gonna cut that guy right here. I'm gonna leave the foliage, and I'm gonna put this guy right here on the top. I also love the combination of green and white. It is my favorite combination for flowers, whether it's bridal bouquets or just to have around the house. I think it is so beautiful. I have one more hydrangea right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this foliage, and let's see, where do I want it? I think I'm gonna put it over here. And this could be just an arrangement like this of just hydrangea and greenery. It's so elegant. But I did get some of this coffee bean or Hypericum berry. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna peel all of these foliages. Remember, we don't want any of that to touch the water. And this is going to be kind of like our filler. So when you put a filler in, make sure that it sticks out a little further up, so it's not flush with the rest of your bouquet. You want it to be a little bit more up so it gets that texture into your bouquet. So I have a whole bunch of these ones, and I'm gonna start right here on the crown doing a triangle. Remember, we always do a triangle and then we spin around. And now I'm gonna go to the outer edges. So taking all of this foliage out, because I don't want it to get on the way. I'm gonna go ahead and insert now right here in the corners. I'm gonna put it right here. Sometimes you have to kind of wiggle them in, but look how pretty that berry looks right there. And remember to always continue to spin around your bouquet. I'm gonna go ahead and go right here in between hydrangeas. This is a monochromatic bouquet, which means we're using one color with an accent color. It's one of my favorites, green and white. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And as you guys can see, you don't need to have a whole bunch of flowers to create a gorgeous bouquet. And this is a very affordable. Now, what really makes a house to me, or a home, very elegant is the addition of fresh flowers. An elegant home is not an elegant home unless you have a beautiful bouquet of fresh flowers. Nowadays, they're making really beautiful silks, but there's something about the fresh flowers that just add that elegance to a home. Maybe it is the aroma, maybe it is the fact, well, that they are fresh and you know that. Now I'm gonna add this flower, and that has a whole bunch of this greenery right here, this snapdragon. So what you need to do is peel all of that greenery, and we're going to add this guy right here on the top. That's gonna be kind of like what gave us texture. And I'm gonna add a set of 2 over here. Then I'm gonna spin it around. And I'm gonna add another one over on this side. And I wanna continue to add this one towards the top because you will be seeing this on my coffee table. So it is at this height that I want most of my focal flowers. And remember to always, always, always peel your flowers. You don't want any bacteria, because if you create bacteria, it will kill your bouquet of flowers. Look how beautiful this is, you guys. Just a few blooms on a monochromatic style, and you can have a gorgeous arrangement of flowers for your home, and it will really elevate the look of your home. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna put it in the living room and I'll show you. Stay tuned. Let me show you what these flowers look like in my living room. I love the combination of white and green. As you guys can see, it's very neutral, and it really does add that flair and that elegance to your home. This is an arrangement that was super easy to make, and you guys can do it. If I can, so can you. All you need is a few hydrangeas, a few coffee bean, snapdragon, and some greenery, and you can put together this beautiful bouquet for your home.
So we were out in town shopping when we showed back up here to the house. These beautiful flowers are waiting for us with a card from my mom, and I love it. Why doesn't say welcome home and then fresh flowers?
Yeah, I also love the fact that those are your mom's favorite flowers.
Exactly.
Every time we send her flowers for Mother's Day or for Christmas or whatever, we always send her lilies because she loves lilies. And I also love them because, as you guys can see, they have some little buds, and these buds will continue to open, and they're just so beautiful, and they're fragrant. And like I said, they're Jamie's mom's favorite flowers. So I'm so happy to receive them.
They're soft, they're elegant.
Yeah, they're super elegant. And I really think that flowers make a house look more elegant all the time. So we want to say thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
All right, you guys. So we are out walking Chucky. He is on the leash, which as I was walking him, I was reminded that the relationship of a little dog like that with a person is almost like the relationship we have with the Lord. I explained why. So I have the leash in my hand. This leash only allows him to get only so far, right? And as soon as he gets as far as he can, he looks back and he looks at me with these puppy little eyes, like saying, hey, come on, give me a little bit more leash so I can go a little bit further. And I feel like that is how the Lord lets us have our free will. Like, just because we have free will doesn't mean that he's not in control. Just how I'm in control of Chucky with his leash. And I feel like sometimes when we go through trials and tribulations and we wonder where's God, but then all of a sudden you feel that tug from that leash, and we look back and we look up in this case, and then we see that the Lord has always been in control, just how you are in control when you're walking your little dog. I think it is a beautiful analogy. Being around Chucky has taught me already some lessons. And just by the way, Chucky is not our dog. He's my brother's little dog, but he's such a sweet little dog. So we are planning on getting him a cousin sometime soon. But I just wanted to say this because I feel like sometimes we believe that because we have free will, we can do our will, but I truly believe that there is nothing in this world that can stop the will from God happening. Even if we believe that we have a will, which we do, a free will, I do believe that the leash of God is what keeps us attached to him and lets us go as far as he allows us to, in order for us not to get into trouble or, get into trouble. And I feel like that's when I feel the leash of God saying, hey, this is the way. I love that scripture where it says, you will hear a voice in your ear that says, this is the way, walk in it. When you turn to the left or when you turn to the right, I'm gonna put up a scripture right here because I'm paraphrasing, but I do believe that's the leash of the Lord that lets us walk as far as He lets us, and then when we're getting lost in the darkness, then He'll pull that little leash, and then we'll know that He's with us. All right, you guys, I feel like I'm rambling. I'm going to keep walking Chucky, and then we'll keep you informed on what's happening next.